Grab a cup, pull up a chair. Grab a cup.
All right, guys. I was supposed to have my intro go on, and something happened, and it wouldn't play. What a week. All right, now my YouTube over here. Okay, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nicole Schuyler Kapuscinski, and I am the host of Veterans Club podcast. This is episode 3, and we are going to be talking about the perfect storm and Floodageddon. That's the best way for me to be able to explain it. It was one of the most intense things I've ever seen in my life. I've seen a lot of stuff. I mean, I've seen sandstorms in Baghdad or worse. I guess both of them, if you get stuck in there, chaos and destruction can take your breath. Because water, you don't want to drown. And then sand, you got to keep your face covered so it doesn't go in your eyes, ears, nose, because it gets into places you didn't know it could get into. So I think I'm also going to be having some special guests. I've been doing these. Let's go ahead and get my Facebook up. Let's see. I try to have some type of schedule each week. And just when, I've learned the last couple weeks that when I plan, it doesn't always work out that way. So I've stopped, like with my other Nicole in all caps, I've stopped telling people who's going to be on the show, because day of, people start falling out and they are no call, no show. So I just started, if you're there that day and you got something you want to say and you want to get on, you can get on and we can talk about it. I'm going to share this real quick. I can't believe my video didn't go, my intro didn't go, but I did something before I hit the live button, and I think it's like one of the downfalls of some programming. It started to upload because I wanted it for something towards the end of the show. And so apparently this app and program I'm on, StreamYard, can't do 5 things at once. So we're like the test dummies on this equipment. Okay, hey, Karen, thank you. I see you. Good morning, Karen. And good morning, Miss Dory. You know what? I need to have you on, Dory. Maybe here after a bit, I want to get you, maybe come out there to Chesterfield, maybe do a live with you. Because I saw where you were talking about the flood waters and cleaning up, and you started something about your hands, or you had some type of injury. For main engagements today, if you don't know, I'm going to, it's not even sharing. Hold on. I had it, and then I didn't. Let me pop this up. I just lost my screen. And if anybody could, well, maybe I'll get this done here in a minute. Here it is. All right. So I have on the Facebook app, when you're doing these things and you want to share something, it works. Here. So I have on the Facebook app. Let's go back here. Mouthwash talk show. Okay, if you want main engagements, are going to be over here on the Mouthwash talk show. Let's go back here. This is the bigger platform. So I just want to funnel engagements are going to be everybody over here if you want to be able to talk to each other. I know I'm streaming from like 8 different platforms. And when there's other people on or I'm doing I know I'm streaming from like producing stuff, it's much smoother. It's like butter. I can cut through this stuff like butter. But it seems like when I have to do it by myself, it takes me a little longer. Much smoother. It's like butter. I can cut through this stuff like butter. Yeah, I'm seems like when I have to okay, so on these different programs, yeah, it's just harder for me to get to. So I can actually see a YouTube channel. One when I'm jumping between these screens. Oh, that's kind of funny. It's just what that does when I do. So I can actually see that channel screen and a screen when I'm jumping between these screens. Let's get back over here. All right. All my flyers. So I've been doing, I don't know, I decided, if you've ever seen that movie Twister back in the 90s, and it was like she wanted to see that machine go up in the twister with all them little things so she could test all of it. I feel like I've always wanted to do something like that, and I got to storm chase without the equipment last week, so it was exhilarating. But in that, I started figuring out how can I help people more. Now I'm working on a flyer, so this flyer isn't updated, but I started Operation There's No Place Like Home. I'm going to make sure that people don't get left behind. So we had our first episode, or our first public mobile hub deployment yesterday, and we were at Derby Downs, one of the hardest hit places in town. And we had like waves of people that came to us, and I have a list of people, like 2 pages. And this round, I'm just keeping it in a notebook. That way I can always find it. But I'm going to have to make this list and go take it to the people at the volunteers, because I'm going to have to go talk with the ones that are coming in supposedly firsthand, because some of these people aren't getting contacted by anybody. You got one of the ladies I want to have come on today. If she said she wants to come on, she came right at the end yesterday and looking for me. I mean, and she was so frantic, it was crazy. So her name's Jess Grinnell. She's out on 600. And got people texting me and stuff right now. I can't even read their texts. So there's that. But let's go ahead. I actually was one of the first people to get ripped off by scams this week, and I'm always targeted. I don't know why. And I give people, like, when some of the stuff starts and then you realize that you're at a car lot and they're trying to sell you the most expensive car on the lot, and it's like, no, I'm not going to sign my name on that. No, this is what I want. Well, scammers don't do that. So on Tuesday this week, there was a hazmat situation. Let's see. This right here. And I didn't know that it was a hazmat because I didn't know it was a hazmat. I didn't know that this stuff had came up. Somebody else saw this, whatever program they were using. I was out and about and they sent it to me and they said, is this your house? But I was out and about because I had been sitting here and my power went out again. And I was like, I just lost internet the week before. So I was like, and I couldn't do my one podcast on Thursday. Last Saturday, I couldn't even get myself to come on because how can I couldn't put a straight face, and it was kind of like the shock of what I just witnessed. Did the echo fix? Maybe, hopefully. Sorry, Dory, I just saw this. It might have been when I had the YouTube thing pulled up. It does that to me sometimes on here. Hopefully it's fixed. All right, but anyway, so I figured out after my electricity popped, I ran outside and I started recording. Oh, here comes Jess. Okay, wait, I'm gonna let her go because she's looking like she's ready. All right, let's do this. I can talk about my stuff later. All right, there we go. Good morning, Drew. Okay, so it's pretty windy out there today, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
I wonder. I'm gonna take me off stage. I wonder if it'll kick me off. No, here, it's right here. How about that? There you go. Oh my goodness, you made it.
Yeah. Fortunately, I was up really late inside the waters last night trying to keep gas in the generator, but it didn't work.
So you want to tell everybody what you're dealing with this week? Oh, okay. Introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Jessica Gronow. Pretty much, I'm out here at 4822 North 600 West, out in the county. Ever since the rain started and the flood started, we haven't had anybody come out and reach us to us. Not only is it me, I have several neighbors back here that are underwater as well. Handicapped, can't in a wheelchair. The nurses can't get back and forth to their vehicles. Somebody actually has to physically drive them down there just to get help from my neighbor. He's missing doctor's appointments as well. But we're all affected out here. Nobody came out here to check on us to see if we're okay. Nobody's been out here to see if we need help getting out of our homes. That's been the major issue. We still have the standing water. As it goes down and then it rains again, it constantly is going up. So we have no relief. At this point, the only thing we can see that's going to actually help us is getting tanker trucks out of water out of here and putting it somewhere else. And that's pretty much what I'm experiencing now. Everybody that we've reached out to is saying that they can't help us at all. We've had county, we've had surveyors, we've had the highway patrol just to try to get the water across the road and for them to shut down the road. And they have not done anything at all to help us. We've reached out everywhere, so many individuals, and I'm thankful that they have come out here to try to help, but they all have told me there's nowhere for the water to go. So unfortunately, I'm just draining in the back of my yard, hoping that it doesn't come back up and that the sun and things will dry it up before it does reach the rest of the property.
Now, I got a question. So you do have boats, you had floats and that stuff, because I know we were talking about that yesterday. So Karen wanted to know if you guys had a boat. So you've survived it. You guys have been survivors out there. So I pulled up the Google Maps, but did you tell everybody that the farmer had put the drain? Did you mention that already?
No. Well, back in 2019, my uncle had passed away and the farmer had dug a trench on his farmland that actually drains into our property, and our property is lower, so that's actually causing the water from his farmland to drain into our property. So with that being said, it's creating so many issues for this area because his farmland has to drain before it even starts draining our land. So that has become a big issue for us. And the reason why we are flooding like this. With that being said, we have had little floods in the past, but it hasn't reached here like this. We've been able to dry it out because we have our own personal tiles out in my front yard that he has actually utilized and is trying to utilize. At this point, they were working before the flood. I can't tell you if they're working now, but with being 5 foot, at least 5 foot in the front yard, it could be more, but I know of 5 foot. It's the tiles just it could be collapsing. It could be doing anything. And if we keep going at this rate right now, the farmland I've walked down the road, and it's going to take actually months for this to dry out and months for this to go down. So I'm just asking, honestly, we need help.
Okay, so what's the address?
It's 4822 North 600 West in Anderson.
Say the number again. 48 what?
22 North 600 West.
Well, it keeps glitching on my end, so I didn't hear the last number, but I'm going to pull up the...
It's 4822.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So 48, 22. Okay, so technically it's not in what they considered the Floodageddon in like what White River did, but this is the other issue that Madison County has, is that our drainage all over the county is so messed up that there's several properties, and I don't know, I forgot to ask Destiny if she wanted to come on today, so I might have her come on later on with my other podcast. But let's see, is this the right? Can you see the screen, or are you just talking on your phone and just have it like?
Oh, I
It's
can
just.
see the screen. I can see
But
it.
can you see the map on your end? Can
Yeah.
you see the map? Okay, so is this the area you're talking about right here with the red? Do you have the red barn? A red
It's actually, that's my red roof. That's the red
okay.
roof in my home. Yes.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna scroll out a little bit so give people an idea of what we're talking about here. Because I had several people, this was so crazy. I had several county people come to me. Jess wasn't the only one. And there's another one that's out in the county that was he's a county employee, and I don't really want to mention any names yet. I don't know if he's going to wind up coming on, but I'm going to follow his story too. He's in the same area out by her, having same similar incident, and there's nobody there to help him. Nobody went out, and all of them are saying the county hasn't been out to help them. The cities, of course, is too far away from the cities. So here, where all my big blotch of yellows are, is Anderson. And she is up here. So this is just Madison County drainage sucks. And hopefully Ken can get some stuff done for you. But here's this, and you said how many people are out there with you stuck?
I have two other homes that are back here that are stuck. And see, and that is another concern that I have. It's not just about me, it's about the other county folks out here. Who's to say, because nobody's been out here to us, and honestly, everybody can see the water from the road. So with that being said, who's to say that there's not others out in the county that could be maybe disabled, not have family, not have social media, and they could be stuck. I mean, has anybody checked on them? That's like another major concern that I have, is people checking on other people out in this county.
Yeah. So you don't even, there's not even a big incline on that, on the road. So it looks like it would be someplace that would get flooded. But even at that, I would have been so mad that he went and put something that drains into my yard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely, and that's the biggest thing. Because honestly, if he hadn't done that, we would not have seen as much water as we do now, and we would actually be able to get rid of most of the water if the farmer had not dug the trench into. It's basically, it's on his property, but it goes down, so it's pretty much just leading in here.
Okay. Trying to pull up some of your videos. Go over here. Share this tab instead. So this is Jess's page that I'm on right now. So I just showed you Google Maps what the area looks like in general. This was our girls out there the other day. I mean, you got to have a sense of humor. And then, when you got kids, how many kids did you say you have?
I have 5, but I only got, the 3 living at home, so.
Okay.
And yes, they were out in kayaks in the yard and they were playing. Well, when you're stuck inside for 3 days and can't even leave at all, you got to do something.
So did it ruin your vehicles?
In all honesty, I really don't know about that black one in the truck. The truck actually before the flood, we were starting to do the tire, change the brakes and stuff on the, and then it started flooding. So the tire's actually up, or the truck's on 3 wheels, which is kind of bad. We just put rotors on and they're all rusted already, the new ones. So I can't really tell you if any of the vehicles are destroyed yet because a couple of them we can't just get out.
That's similar to what Destiny Harney over by Nestle is dealing with. Same issues, but she's got a broken drain over there by her house, but it's doing the same things. And then her standing water just started doing some funky chemical type stuff in the last 24 hours. Did you
Yes.
see those on your post? That
Well,
is
we have that as well. I mean, the water right here, I mean, you can see, I don't know if you can see because of the sun, there's so much, and you can see the chemicals, you can see everything in this water. There's feces, there's just so much in this water. You can see the glare from the chemicals.
Don't you have a video somewhere? Okay, let me put you back up.
I think I showed you the video yesterday when we were down at Derby Downs. I don't think I posted that video.
Okay. Can you move it over just slightly to your right? Okay. So that's what it looks like today.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one part of the yard that's going towards the backyard where you can actually see all the chemicals and all that. And we're walking through that just to get anywhere we go.
Right. But
that's actually the shallowest part right there.
My goodness.
But yeah, you got the chemicals from the farmland. You got the chemicals from, I mean, it could be, there's garages over there that's, there could be gas in there. There could be anything in there that spills over. So, I mean, we really don't know what's in there.
What, did John ever get back with you?
Not yet. He's supposed to get back to me, this morning. So he hasn't yet.
Okay. Yeah, what if any businesses along? Yeah, there's a lot of people messed up, but this is ridiculous here. And then she finally
and I'm thankful that it's not in our living arrangements. Like some people, like most people. It's the fact that though it's causing a safety issue now. I went downstairs in the garage where it's still about 1.5 feet, and it is so humid down there. It's not even funny. You can't even breathe, and you can just see the mold just honestly starting. I've sprayed sprays down there along the walls, but that's all I can do without this water still being there, or with this water still being there. So I'm trying everything I can to prevent stuff, and it's not working. The water has to go away.
Okay, so the drainage farmer, there was one guy that said he had a couple big pumps that we were going to try to get you in contact with. And then I think something about an excavation guy. I tagged you.
And I'm trying to get a hold of them all this morning. Like I said, I was up till 1 something, but everybody was in bed mostly. So I figured this morning I was going to reach out to everybody. And if I get a crew out here, hey, there's not going to be much parking because we don't have much parking up there, but we can utilize the other neighbor up there that's by the road. She's been a great help in everything that I'm doing, and has been talking and trying to tell me when people are at the end of the driveway, because unfortunately I don't know all the time, and we have to walk down there. People can't get out here unless you have a big truck.
Oh my goodness, Jess. Now, okay, you did say Michael Geringer came out to help you.
Yes, he has been an absolute amazing. I mean, he took his time and initiative yesterday, and with his truck, he could only haul, a little bit of sandbags and like 5 at a time. And then he was actually out here doing it himself. He requested 10 volunteers and 200 sandbags and couldn't even get that help either. So he came out here by himself to try to do that and took a few loads back and forth, only getting like 5 sandbags. So he was trying. He literally went to Frankton to try to do what he could to help. He's been everywhere trying to help me. So, I mean, I thank him 100%. But he has been honestly great trying to do what he can.
Now,
everybody else I have had come out here is willing to pump, but a lot of people, like I said, once again, there's nowhere for the water to go, so they pretty much just leave after that.
So there's nowhere for the water to go. That's what I was just thinking myself with the flat
Well,
ground.
there's this backyard back here, but as you can see, places I have hoses and things like that. Right now, I have the generator turned off so I can hear. But right now, the hoses are saturating the backyard. So eventually, it is going to come back up because, it's going to go underground and come back. But by the time it comes back, this over here, I'm hoping at least to get the driveway at least drained out. I'm not asking to get the whole property drained out, just enough. I'm not for sure how many gallons it would take to clear up that and kind of separate these lakes that we have over here. Because once we have the lakes separated, then we can kind of have a little bit of relief on the driveway, and even the neighbor can eventually get back and forth because they'll have their driveway too.
I'm gonna have to get you in contact with Item over that, like whatever's in your walk, because I feel like that's kind of a hazmat at this point for you guys too. Were you having the allergic reaction to the coming in contact with any of the water?
I'm not having an allergic reaction yet. With that being said, I can feel myself getting sick as the way I'm talking. I can't even talk because I feel like I'm getting sick. My legs, my feet are bit up by who knows what it is that's in that water. Like I have spots all over me. But no, I haven't had an allergic reaction as of yet.
Okay.
My daughter has had foot surgery and she's been trying to walk through the water and she shouldn't be. But of course, she's not going to stay home and not go anywhere for weeks. And that's what it's going to take as of right now. My 13-year-old, he hasn't been to school in a week because he refuses to walk out in feces before going to school. The 7-year-old, we haul on her back just to get down to the bus stop, or sometimes we'll kayak her back and forth.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
It is.
How close are you to Frank? You said your kids go to Frankton?
Yeah, we're on the Anderson-Frankton pretty much a line out here in the county. We're between 450 and 500 off of North 600 West.
I know you wrote it down for me yesterday, your address and everything. And I woke up and I was trying to get this ready and I haven't had time. It's in my book somewhere. So I just wrote that down again. And then while I'm looking at your stuff, somebody's tagging me to look at your stuff. So it's kind of funny, like how this works.
Oh yeah, I'm all over Facebook. I mean, nobody's helping. I something's got to get done. And I'm not stopping until it does. I'm not going to stop until it does. I'm supposed to have surgery myself on September 2nd. This water needs to leave before then. If not, I'm not going to be able to have the surgery that was scheduled that I've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah, I know. You told me that. And that's sad.
That's what I'm saying. I have all these emotions and things like that. I don't know whether to cry, whether to just be mad, or whether just, so it's just one of those things. And my mental status is not going great at all because of all this, but I'm trying to be strong.
So that isn't just a farmer. Well, who owns the field across the brown field?
Across the road from us, it's the Lichens. He owns that. And in all honesty, he gave permission to pump the water across the street. And yes, it would ruin his crops, but he'd rather see his crops ruined than a family like this underwater.
Okay.
So everybody out there who says that there is not any good farmers that'll let somebody put that water on their land is honestly wrong, because this farmer will. And I've had several people say, what good farmer will let you dump water on their property and destroy their crops? Well, this one over here will.
Well, there might be more to that for his willingness. Which Lichens is it? Do you know?
Bill, is that his name? I would have to get off.
I'll look it up.
I would have to get off and look, but I want to say Bill, but I'm not for sure.
Okay.
And they have a big old, milk kind of farm or something over there.
I'm going to pull this screen back up. I mean, there really isn't anywhere for water to go. I mean,
No, there's not.
I'm going to pull this. I'm going to do some research here in a little bit. What's your schedule today? Were you trying to get out?
Well, I was trying to get out. I was trying to go to the Gaslight Festival. I mean, but that would be later, and I've already told you why. But that would be the only reason why I would go down there.
Some people wanted to go and protest the Gaslight Festival, and Jess said she was going to go and wear little arm floats. And I was like, oh, I like this lady.
Yes,
She's
I
my
would love
kind
to
of
go down there in arm floats in a tube and wear my pants up like I've been in my swim shoes. And I'm gonna, if I do find the mayor, I would like to ask him for a picture with him and just see. So yes, I want to definitely go down there.
Okay. And what'd you say? So on your address, what do they consider you as? Like North 600 West Anderson or Frankton?
It can be used as Anderson actually or Frankton. It'll both take you here. You just gotta watch because there's a one in like McCordsville, so you gotta watch.
I see that.
Anderson or Frankton.
I seen that because I was trying to pull your address up. And it was like,
It brings it up to Cartersville too. Yeah.
Because that's crazy. I can't believe I never thought about that in like, because I study the drainage and I study a lot of this stuff like for Anderson. And it wasn't until like this week that I really started realizing that there's so many people in the county that don't have somebody looking out for them, really.
Yeah,
so,
and that's
like,
true. That's true, and that's what I'm worried about too. Like I said, I know my situation, but what if there's others out there, just like me? When people don't know.
Well, I would hope that somebody went up in a helicopter to look at everything to see who was hit. I know if I was in charge, that's what I would do. I would get
I personally have been at home quite often, or somebody's been here, and we haven't seen helicopters at all.
Okay, Anderson. Oh, I know what I did. I was like, I got myself confused on this map. Sorry.
I get like that too. I'm like, where is? Yeah.
Okay, now I'm tracking. Okay, so there's this right here is the Madison County line. No, it's a little higher. Right in here somewhere. Summitville. So you don't, I've like, when I go to look at some of these other properties to see what could be the issue with something like that, yours is perplexing because you don't really have a creek or anything close to your house, do you?
No, but I was told that there was one off of like this other. There's some water, that's off of the other 600. I don't even know which 600 it is. I live out here and I just drive, so I don't even know the roads like that.
No, okay.
Either 5 or 600. There's some water somewhere over there.
So I can see a ditch up above the farm. Like that's what a lot of properties have, these things. Or maybe that's what helps them drain better. Maybe I'll look into that. But sometimes when I'm looking up a property of somebody's, that's what I look for is what is the water source.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, what we have right here is just the rainwater, and pretty much when you have a whole farmer's field and then on top of your land plus your neighbor's land, it's going to be quite a bit of water. But we're all getting it just because of this neighbor, his, and we can't dry up until his does. So, and he has a lot holding in his corn over there. You can't tell when just driving by, not looking. You really have to look down at the ground in order to see all the water how far it goes on his land.
what is behind your house? What kind of farm is that? Is that just a big old field, or is that beans or something?
Oh no, that's the cornfield, and that's where the farmer. That's the side of the house that the farmer actually went that dug the trench. So yeah, pretty much all around our yard is corn. Corn.
Yes, that's definitely okay. So, did you say you talked to Ken? Ken, the surveyor of Madison County, or what is he? I'll tell you what.
I know I talked, the county sheriff came out here, and then a surveyor came out here, and then highway patrol. Honestly, I didn't catch their names because I was very overwhelmed. That was at the beginning of when all this happened. So I didn't catch honestly any of their names.
So
I know one guy said he only been here for 2 months, so
when she came to me yesterday, I could feel like it was just like this moment of, I know what you're dealing with, because all of us are taught that we need to defend and protect our homes, right? And so like you got this emotion where you're supposed to protect and defend, and then you can't, because it's almost like being helpless, because it's water, nature, and science here, at play. And so then you're stuck in fight, and you're stuck in flight, and it's like a PTSD. Well, now actually this is going to be a PTSD for you, like a complex PTSD situation, because you've been out. How long have you been like this?
since well, the August 10th rain, it was okay. It was probably since August 11th.
Okay. Because that was like a deluge. I mean, I remember my husband was pointing out the cloud formations, and I think I have it somewhere. I just don't have it online yet. Maybe I do have it online.
And after the August 11th rain, we were pretty much going down, and I was having hope a little bit. We were able to like at least get the SUVs down the driveway to get a little bit of groceries in here, handing them through water, like a little chain going back and forth just to get groceries in the house. So with that being said, then it rained that night, all night, and we pretty much started back where we started from, like nothing ever happened. And it felt like all my hard work kind of, pumping out with the sub pump kind of went to waste. So every time we rain, it goes up. It don't even have to be a downpour. It can be just a little bit of rain.
So I'm looking to see the if I had the storm. So we dubbed it the perfect storm here in just in general, because once it started dumping and started hitting, everybody had different reactions. But I water chased the river and the storm clouds once I started getting my internet back up. And then come to find out, this guy, that's a whole nother story in itself. I don't even want to get started on that. The EMA director was out of town on a seminar. Okay, so just nuts. Okay.
And my thing is we have that flood command post down over there for people to go to, but what actually are they doing? Because I was told to go down there, but it's only for after cleanup. That's it. That's all they're gonna help. I don't need after cleanup. I need water gone. So I really just I get it for after cleanup. I get it for that help. But what can somebody do for me now? That's what I need. I don't need cleanup. I need something done now with the water.
Okay. I was gonna look something up. I squirreled. Oh my goodness. Oh, I wanted to look at the weather formation. 10-day forecast. Okay, well, looks like your 10-day forecast is pretty good. But I know this is Indiana, and Mother Nature
Yeah.
can get
Oh
us.
yeah, it'll change in a heartbeat.
Let's see. So is there anything else you want to talk about? Or you just pretty much need the help? Like
Yeah,
ASAP.
just
Oh, what time
pretty
can
much.
I come over?
In all honesty, at this point, anytime. And I'll let you know if I end up out going to the gas light because I'd like to know if other people. Because like I said, I'm going down there.
Okay. So I think I might be able to go to you by like 2 p.m. And if you are going to do the Gaslight Festival, let me know, because then I could schedule you for like later on, like after 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So keep me posted on that time. Let me see. Some of the stuff I want to do, I can't do while I'm on the podcast
Yeah.
because like some of it's going to go into the, I want to go into the assessor stuff. Now, were you at home when the rain started? Like you weren't?
Yeah, no, I was at home when the rain started. And in all honesty, that when I told you it was going down, we had our vehicles underneath the garage area. With that being said, we didn't realize it was going to rain all night, and then our vehicles they got stuck because we couldn't get them out. We didn't want a chance getting SUVs and driving them through the water. So then we pretty much it went down a tiny bit, and we've had people say just drive your vehicles out. I mean, if not, they're just going to keep. You're not going to be able to get them out. So we just finally just drove them out. I mean, they're still working right now. So I mean, hey, that's a plus.
Okay, I just found a picture of the storm that hit us. I don't know what that means. Derecho. Oh, direction. It's in Spanish, maybe. But
No, no, it's the name. They had that. What was it? The hurricane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
So there's
hurricane. They called it Draco or whatever it is. So that was what we were getting, I think.
I haven't heard that. Like I did not know
I think that's what I believe. Don't get me wrong. I believe that's what it is, but I have not been on the watching the news in a minute because I've been dealing with this. But I want to say that was a hurricane or something that we were getting the winds from.
Okay. I mean, it was gnarly. That looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyes of storms. I mean, that to me just don't even look like a real storm, but I guess if it's attached to, let's see. Okay.
And then after that, we got that other one that literally just hit Anderson and Muncie.
That might be what they called it. That's interesting. That right there is what causes the downpours, the dry air, sinking cold air. Boom. Because it was a downpour at one time.
Oh yeah,
And some,
I mean, it was rain. Couldn't even step out, and within 1 minute you were soaked. That's how bad those big raindrops they just held that water.
what is derecho?
Now you got me interested.
Oh, I want to know what it is because, okay, so derechos, okay, so I guess that's a type of storm. So that's a new word. So the word of the day.
So type of storm.
I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right because I'm a little bit of country, a little hippie, a little hood. So, but my grammar sucks. Aaron, Derecho. He says Derecho.
Okay, yeah, because echo, ECHO is echo, so Dreco.
Bring torrential rain, large hail, and frequent lightning, but their most distinguishing feature is the presence of severe damaging winds. Interesting. So that was okay. It wasn't just like people were sending me other pictures from that day. Some people say it's cloud seeding. Some people say they think it's geoengineering is what happened to us because they had never seen anything like that. And I've studied some of that a little bit. When I saw the video from YouTube in Texas, and the guy was like this machine, and it built up all the smoke, and then went up into the air. And then somebody said, "Were you the one that told me about Dubai, or was that somebody else?"
That was somebody else.
Okay, I talked to so many people yesterday. So there was like this really large storm that they say was similar to what we went through, and it ruined Dubai. And I hadn't heard that. So now I got to go look. I know that they were dealing with some pretty intense weather manipulation stories over the pond. But this is insane to think that this would be the aftermath or something like that. So I got to get I lost my screen share. I'm sorry. I'm still looking at stuff. Now I'm interested in that name because when I typed that in a minute ago, there was a cloud formation. Okay. Man, I learn new words every day. Now I got to put it on stage. So I guess that's not Spanish. That's interesting. I mean, well, and they explain it with. Can you guys see that? Oh. Now I want to go learn all about what this Dureco is.
Yeah, I just seen the name, so I thought it was maybe a hurricane, but I guess not.
No. But that's
everybody
even more.
Everybody kept saying Dureco, so I was like, okay, maybe it's a hurricane name.
Well, no, it might be, but I think like this is even more than a hurricane. Like, I guess this is what can happen in a hurricane. But then I think it's like labeling like the cloud formations and stuff, because in some places it looked like a double, and then I just lost the word. Oh, what's the different types? Have you ever studied storms?
No. Okay. It doesn't have to do with numbers. I don't know anything about it.
Now, you said you work for the state?
Well, I'm a state contractor is what I am. I do accounting for the state health insurance programs, which deals with like Medicare, Medicaid, and things like that. And help people get assistance if they're low income. That's what I do.
Did you try to do the 211?
We have called 211. Yes, we have.
What was your 211 experience?
I mean, it went good. I mean, it was hard to get through the prompts to actually find somebody to talk to. As far as like the form, we just could not get how to figure out that, so we actually had to physically talk to somebody. But we're waiting pretty much for people to come out, assess. I did contact the neighbors too to let them know that that's what they have to do as well. So I'll probably actually message and talk to them today and see if they've done all that and see how they're doing today. And I also have some other paper forms that I'll probably walk over there and give to them, so they can apply for these other things.
Now, on this operation, there's no place like home. We're going to continue to. So it's like that's where I got the idea from, making sure that people like her, that people like her don't get left behind by all this. And then what happens next if they don't want to do anything with the county? That's what a lot of us are concerned about. Like, what now? And then what'd you say your daughter, there was something going on with her? She has to have a surgery too, or was it just you?
Yeah, well, she had foot surgery a few months ago, so I mean she's not fully healed and it didn't work out her surgery. So with that being said, she's gonna have to have surgery again on her foot as well. But yeah, so between me and her both having surgery, I mean this isn't good.
Did you see my I sent this to you, right? The
Yes,
flooding
yeah,
in the
yeah, you did.
okay. Did you get to report by chance?
I'm
Any
sorry.
of it? Did you get to report this, like what you're dealing with in the backyard? Have you got to do that yet? Like
I mean,
report?
well, we reported at 211. We also called this other number. I have no idea who we called, but they were supposed to send Red Cross or call us, and they haven't even done that. Said something about sending Red Cross out here as well, and that wasn't 211. That was a different number. But we're yet to hear back from that either. Nobody's called. Um,
I wonder
but
if they're not going to let them, if they're not going to let them go outside the cities, and so then
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, we already told them that a lot of people can't come out here and assess damage yet because we're still holding water unless they come out with water shoes or, some kind of equipment to be able to walk in the water. So maybe that's what they're not trying to do. I don't know.
well, I'm curious to see how the county is going to handle this after doing the $925,000 request. Now, what did you said you saw that. Now, how do you feel knowing that some of that money's not going to go to actual people like you suffering?
I mean, in all honesty, it kind of does hurt. It's like I said, I mean, I think they were approved for this money. I think maybe when I had, or maybe not yet, but I had the surveyors and the highway patrol tell me pretty much that they could put rocks in my drive to try to boost it up so I can get my driveway clear. But then they came back and told me, no, well, you can do that out of pocket because if I do it for you, we have to do it for everybody. So with that being said, everybody is not in the same situation as me. There are a few of us, yes. So how are you going to have to do it for everybody? And that's where that money is supposed to go to help people in the county like us do that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm looking on the list right here. It could be under several of things, even like bringing water tanks out here. They can get the city to bring the septic tanks out here and remove the water. What is it going to cost? It's going to cost them gas and then people coming out here to do it. So, I mean, in all honesty, that's not even that much money. If you think about it, I mean, rocks is going to be more than that. But I don't see why they can't come out with their sewer trucks and go empty it somewhere. They have places to empty it. But that's pretty much what they're supposed to be doing with this money, I thought.
And see, like, in the stuff that concerns us, and so, like, if you don't know what I've done this week and you're just tuning in, because I see we got a few viewers, 10, and thank you, welcome. We've been sitting here talking with Jess Gronow. She is one of many people that were affected by the flood, but she's not necessarily inside the flood zone, but because of the other issue happening in Anderson and Madison County drain issues, she got double whammied. So she got the storm and the drainage issues happening at her house. So there is, to me, I feel like a little responsibility. Well, no, a lot of responsibility of the county. I'm just not sure what that is. And I wasn't going to pull Catherine on, so I'm going to have to look more about who are they going to blame, right? Are they going to blame it on county? Are they going to blame it on Anderson? Are they going to blame it on Frankton? And then I got to find out, do you know what township you're in?
I think we might, I don't know if we're considered Pipe Creek Township or not. Mom, are we considered Pipe Creek Township? What do we consider? What township are we in? Lafayette Township? She believes it's Lafayette Township.
I was going to say it might be Lafayette.
Yeah, Lafayette Township, my mom believes.
That's right. That's right above Anderson. That's where they were building the other newer water plant. Okay. So that's going to be interesting to look at. Did you get to see the county council meeting where they released that money?
I've just heard it on your. I went to your Facebook, and that's where I've heard. Pretty much been following and finding out information through your Facebook.
Okay.
And I will be at the September 8th. I will be at the September 8th meeting. And I like I said, I'm supposed to be having surgery September 2nd, but I will be up there with drain tubes and everything.
So I don't know about other people. I don't know why my Google's messing up on me, but this is right down my alley with what I was trained to do, like as far as emergency response. And that's why I'm really passionate about this subject, because some people were telling me to stay in my lane. I'm like, what is my lane? I have a hobby helping people. So to me, my lane is outreach. My lane is making sure that the people aren't left behind by whatever this is that we're experiencing. And I think
If
a lot of
everybody stayed in their lane, we wouldn't be getting nowhere because they're not doing anything. The county, the city, they're not doing much at all. So you can't just stay in your lane at this point in
I
time.
remember what it was. Okay, so I played this the other day, and I want to go ahead and play this again. If you, it's just an interesting subject, and a lot of people didn't get to see this live. So it's only like a 10-minute clip, so I'm gonna play this.
And Nicole, I'm going to go ahead and get off here because I'm going to walk through the water because I got to go get gas for the generator as well.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm going to go ahead and jump off here.
Okay, thank you for coming on.
And thank you for everybody that's on here that has reached out for us. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, so we're not gonna let. I'll see you here in a little bit. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. All right. Well, I don't know. What do you guys feel like? Do you want more of the 925,000? Because that's another skill. We figured out that on that, what we just showed you, I got squirreled again. But if you calculate all add this up, it's more than 925,000, and we didn't catch it until after. So I had to go to that meeting. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the meeting. I pulled up Catherine's the other day, county council, emergency meeting. Okay, thank you guys. They sometimes we have issues, or they've been having issues with this, with their machinery. But okay, so I guess what I'm learning as a combat veteran, that what I thought, or how I thought we operated, isn't really how we operate. And a lot of things that we were taught growing up isn't really what is happening in these rooms. And it's really saddening to me that we, the people, have pretty much been silenced from being able to redress our government. I should be able to talk to my elected officials without them looking down their noses at me. So currently, behind the scenes, I got a couple lawsuits because they've done some stuff to me. I had another veteran go into a meeting and tell the Indiana GOP 5, which is the one there on the far right, that they were worried about me coming into these meetings and shooting them. Now, that is one of the most hurtful things that I've ever had another American say about me. Now, I know I do have anger issues, but I also have self-control, right? So when you have great skills and you've been trained to do certain things, you have to learn how to use those skills wisely, and you can't use them to hurt people, right? And they don't like my questioning. Christie got caught electioneering in the chute. They were upset, and they knew that they had been caught. And so instead of just fessing up and saying there was an issue, they threw fits and got me in a lot of trouble. And that's not fair. Now, this lady here is a Likens. Okay. She's married in, but nonetheless, she's a Likens. District 2, she took over for Steve Sumner when he got caught and arrested for being a pedophile on a pulpit in a political platform. So I at least knew Steve. I had worked with him on other things, governmental before. And the moral of the story, what I found with our elected officials is sometimes they already have their mind made up and they're not going to listen to us right now. They take our time away from the podium. So the one main thing that I want at the, how long is this? 10:14. I'll pop in and say some things. This right here is Jonathan Culp. What is it? I'll like kind of moderate. Is that even the word? And then his dad is over here. So I don't get along with political nepotism. And they're about to make a bunch of decisions that a lot of us don't like. And they didn't even let us speak. So I know right here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aaron's somewhere. I don't know if he walked down here, if he walked out. But this is Ken, the surveyor. And he's coming thinking he's getting ready to get money. Okay. And they don't even let him speak. So after this is over, I'm going to show you, and I did play this on Thursday, but I think I have different viewers today. And I just want to throw this in because this is just so crazy. And so what we just saw with Jess is pretty much what the rest of the county is going through. And as a combat veteran, this concerns me that there's nobody looking out for those people out there in the county. And watch this. Madison County.
Here, let me see how much you can use mine.
Jody, we're good to go. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yes. Yes, Councilman Steele. Councilman Call. Here. Councilwoman Likens.
Here.
Councilwoman Grabowski.
Here.
Councilwoman Keller.
Here.
Councilman Green. President North. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Scott. So we're calling this meeting, we're originating for an emergency meeting for emergency management. They requested $1 million in a couple different categories. Have you guys all had an opportunity to look at that?
Yes.
Yes. I saw a request for $925,000.
Yes.
I didn't add it up. Okay, well,
The advertisement was done.
today is that we would do a $500,000 approval today or appropriation. It just, whatever it does, I guess it would be a total cut in half. It's only 900 something. Todd, did you think that would be enough to get us through what we need for right now?
I think that'll be enough to get them at least to the September meeting where they could advertise again. That puts us about 4 weeks out. And if you give them $500,000, that should give them enough to really start the flood relief process. I think they would be tickled to death, and I know he'd be willing to come back in September if they're needing more money.
Any discussion with the council on that?
What was the dollar amount?
$500,000 to start him with, and have him come back when he's needing some more.
Do you know which items were the highest priority? Would that be enough to completely what they need at least to get through now? So they have to pick and choose which lines they would.
I think as long as you give him money in all three categories, the 2 series, the 3 series, the 4 series, we can help him move it around if he needs to shuffle it around from one item to another. But I think as long as you give them some money to work with, they're going to figure out how to do it.
I just don't want him to be needing more in a week or 2 weeks.
Right.
So that's you're the one that has spoken with him.
Yeah.
So,
I think, yeah, if you give him $500,000, I think you'll be fine until September. If
Okay.
he's not, you might, it's true, you might have
Okay.
another special meeting. But
Okay.
Well, his largest request is in the 300 line, or the 3,000 line, sorry.
Yeah, 400,000 in other services and charges. Yes.
So 425,000 in the 2,000 line, and
They just said something right there. Let's look at these numbers real quick. So I wonder if she added them up right there, because surely somebody noticed that these numbers were off, right? And these are the people that we put in charge of us. These are the people that us military people are supposed to protect in time of, well, all the time, really. It's like, because you're supposed to protect and defend your local areas. And these people just straight up don't even acknowledge it. I don't know. I the first thing I would have done, as if I was in charge of emergency management, was add everything up and have it readily available for the public. Even if I didn't have an extra form, I would let them see it. And what we got doesn't add up. And I don't understand how these people that we put in charge don't understand that. Okay.
30,000 line
So she's
was
adding these up.
Okay.
And I can't do double.
600,000, and then 100,000 in the 44. Does that sound right?
yes,
I'm not opposed to $1 million. I'm not. And if he needs it, that's what the rainy day fund is there for. And we need to step up and do what we need to do to be able to fund this properly. It's totally up to you guys what you say.
Bethany, what are your thoughts?
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
My
Okay.
thoughts, this is, for me
When I
first,
saw the $925,000 request, my first thought was, that's it.
right.
Because I expected it to be higher than that.
We like Bethany Keller.
Well, I think that's where I kind of reached out to Todd to give me some guidance as far as what it is he's wanting to spend this on. I mean, I know they have to repair their cars, and I know they have to replace the, what do you call the thing, the blockades and so forth that they lost during the flooding. But I really wasn't sure exactly what this money was being used for. I'm assuming maybe some of it was for food or whatever for the people that are coming in to help. Is that part of it? I don't know.
that is true. They're gonna be supplying a lot of
Yes.
food and resources. That they have thousands of volunteers coming in from all over the country to help.
We haven't seen them.
Help our citizens muck out their houses and
Maybe that's for 4 weeks, a whole
remove
month.
the debris from their houses. And they're going to try to be organizing these thousands of volunteers and feeding them and taking care of them while they're here.
There's other ways that you could see. There's so much. I don't know. I would be using people locally to help me. I would not be bringing in people from out of state to do things that the guys in our community could do and pay them to do it. So it's like you double whammy, and the money stays here and we build our economy. See, I don't even know what to say about that, Karen, because like we don't know what we witnessed that day. We really don't. I mean, this is, they weren't listening to us. And then if you notice here, the EMA guy's not here. There's the health department's not here. Nobody else is here. So when we ask for the, well, they wouldn't even let us talk. I'm going to get myself
My
ready.
only thought is,
So is that where the other truck purchases is coming from?
I think that's where most of it. I think if you just think about machinery, there's not a lot. I mean, he's talking about 4 cars, which is
Why weren't those cars
talking about
moved?
this much money? Most of this money's going to
That would've been the
make
first
sure
thing
our
I would've
people
got.
get some sort of relief from the volunteers and organizing those volunteers and making sure those volunteers are taken care of.
is there any chance?
Okay, Bethany, sorry.
It's okay. Is there any chance of us being reimbursed any of these funds? Like, for instance, are the vehicles, are they insured and they need the money up front to replace them, and then we're going to get some kind of reimbursement, or is it just?
I think
Or should we not expect anything back?
I think you're right about that, Bethany, but I also think you probably have a good chance of getting reimbursed through FEMA money if
I
President
was wondering that as well.
yeah if President Trump does declare it a national disaster. I think we will get reimbursed from FEMA. I don't know what percentage or how much, but I'm sure I'm sure we'll probably get reimbursed for some of that.
And one question we asked Todd is, was it dependent on which fund? Like, did it have to be taken from a certain fund to be reimbursed? And the answer on that was no. So if it is going to be reimbursed, it can be reimbursed from the rainy day fund.
So I thought it's like to go ahead and appropriate $40,000, which is $925,000. Have them come in the September meeting and at least give us some accountability as to what's been spent and on what. What do you think about that?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't need it, then he's always been,
I couldn't hear you.
The three here seem to be in agreement with you. How about you, Bethany?
That we give him the full amount and then have him come in and account for it in September.
yes.
Correct.
At least give us some policy as where we can stay out with that money. Just because we appropriate it doesn't mean we'll necessarily spend it.
Correct.
Right, and I want to hold people accountable for the money that we appropriate, but I just don't think now is necessarily the time. We need to give him the money because it is this emergency situation, and let them start spending it. But yes, I agree with having them come back in September with receipts.
Or just some accountability as to how they, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily mean
Okay,
receipts, but just
So if I can have a motion.
I make a motion to approve the request.
Councilor Grabowski made a motion to approve.
Second,
Councilor Likens made the second.
That's the 925,000.
Yes.
Trustee Chuck, I can't hear very well. Can we just do a roll call vote on this?
sure.
Yes. Councilman Cole? Yes. Councilwoman Likens?
Yes.
Councilwoman Grabowski?
Yes.
Councilwoman Keller?
yes.
President Norick?
Yes. Okay, so that passes. Is there anything else that we needed to address today, Todd?
There's nothing else we've advertised for.
Okay. So can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay, guys, have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is where it gets kind of interesting in the video. The guy that's walking up is Ken Kaczynski. He's the Madison County surveyor. Man, I'm gonna have to look into that. Well, anyway, either way, he seems to be the only one that's standing up for us. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but when it comes down to it, I'm always seeing Ken going that extra. So he came to this meeting expecting he was going to get money to help Madison County. And there's a lot of veterans in Madison County and in the county and unincorporated areas. And I'm just blown away that for my adult life that I realized that there really is nobody watching out for us and Superman isn't coming. I used to think there was all these different departments across America that when something happened, they were coming and, you know, everybody was going to help. Well, no, it's not how life works. Kind of sad, really. So I'm going to go ahead and let this play so you can see what happens here. I don't know if you can hear him. I can't remember because I had my video going. But when this video cuts off, I'm going to jump over to my video so you can see what Ken has to say about not getting any money for Madison County drainage issues, like what Jess is dealing with and what Destiny Harney's dealing with, and so many other properties in Madison County because of drainage issues. And you never well, I guess you do realize some floodings in some areas, but I didn't realize how bad our drainage issues were all over the county until this week. And this is sad.
It's in the rainy day coming.
No, I think we're good, Jody. Thank you. I appreciate you calling in. Bethany, thanks for calling in. I really appreciate you doing that.
Thank you.
I'm here. I can hear you.
We need to get on the agenda, okay, so we can get money, right? So you need additional funds for, the river clean out the culvert, but I just need you to.
So I was trying to pull up this other thing real quick while this was playing. Because the moral of the story is I'm getting ready to pull up what happened to me with the county commissioner or county administrator Tom Eckert. Okay, my stepdad's a combat veteran, and unless you have a military family and you have to deal with other combat veterans or non-veterans in your family, some people don't understand what you got to go through. I'm not a happy camper because my combat veteran that I've adopted now because my mom's gone, and we've just adopted him to take care of him, until death do us all part. His basement flooded over on 9th Street, so they weren't necessarily in the district of the flooding or the floodplains, but because of the other drainage issues going on in Anderson, my stepdad, his basement flooded, but it ruined all my mom's stuff. And it was stuff that I hadn't got out of the basement yet because it's been really emotional. So I had to deal with a whole bunch of emotions. But my combat veteran was up to his knees in shit water. Okay, for I don't even know how many, maybe 48 hours, because it would go down and then it would come back. It would go down and it would come back. And that seems to be the same issue that a lot of people are having over there on our west side of Anderson. And so I'm thinking, if that's one veteran that's having an issue, I got 2 female veterans over there along Park. It's the Derby Downs into 1st, 2nd, 3rd, follow Arrow and follow Henry. The guys on Henry Street got messed up pretty bad. And then there's a veteran over on 11th Street that got hit pretty bad, all because somebody wasn't tending to our drains properly. And then we got people like Ken trying to help us, and they don't let him. So I'm going to get over here to mine. I'm going to fast forward. Okay. So here comes Ken here on this side. And he's heated. And I don't, like I said, I know you can't catch what he says up there, but he does speak at the end. And I'm going to finish this little clip that I have on my phone. I haven't released it yet.
No, I think we're good, Jody. Thank you. I appreciate you calling in. Bethany, thanks for calling in. I really appreciate you doing that. So, Ray, yes, you can.
Thanks, Todd.
Just seeing how you were doing with the rain.
You're gonna flood damage?
Well, yes and no. So it was actually pretty good down there in Rangeland. We grew up on that hill.
Oh, yeah.
But my family And this is Rebecca Crooms right here. She's an independent representative for her community, former city councilwoman. I do believe the first black councilwoman in Anderson's history. I don't know. This hurts me. What he's getting ready to tell me. And then I hunt the money the next day. That's the other thing I want you to see how I was treated. Me and my combat veteran dad, many other veterans, Steve Anderson. And the ones that are unknown right now in Madison County, because I know so many people out there that's veterans. A lot of people's stuff just got ruined. We got a county employee they're not even taken care of. His house has been underwater out there around 600. Okay, there it is.
You guys gotta put in your thing. That doesn't go to other departments. It just goes to what they said.
Who was that for? EMA?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with us. So when I met with them this morning, I knew nothing about this. I wasn't included. Wasn't included, so I took it to him, to Tom, and the commissioner. Oh, you're part of the 925.
So Ken, you
I
didn't.
have $1 million that I'm not gonna ask FEMA for relief. And I have drones going up on Wednesday and Thursday to show the damage that we have in the drain or in the navigational screens. Just navigational screens. Who knows what it is? It costs me $20,000, $30,000 just clean up per incident. Fall Creek probably has 20 of them. That's $600,000 right there.
What you just said before we turned it on you was that none of this money is going to you. Okay.
Anything from my office.
There you have it. There you have it.
So, I'm a little disappointed that. You know, out there on 9.
And I was muted. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you. Okay, so what just happened was I just realized my ticker at the bottom of the screen wasn't even right. I didn't have the right date up. Oh my goodness, you guys. Like, what? I can't even edit that out. And then I can't get this other video to load up. So I'm just going to go over here to this one. And this is just appalling for me. Well, no, because just in case you're turning back in, let me show you the other thing. So we're talking about this money, special meeting that we just had, and the money they just requested. I'm having tech issues, you guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, real funny. They're real funny. Okay, let's see. I got a couple comments over here. This is what we were getting mad about. Okay, so now if you notice, if you were just listening to what they were saying, she kept saying $1 million. And I don't know why. I guess because we only had like an hour before we went in there to figure out what this thing said. But the stuff that stood out with us was at the top of the request. It says emergency management. And then it gives all these things. So like operating supplies, 200,000, repair and maintenance supplies, 125,000, other supplies, 100,000, communications, transportation, 50,000. Now these do seem reasonable, right? And but then you get like these others. I can't stand other charges, because if I was an elected official or I was somebody higher up, I would make them do a breakdown just like they do all of us. If we are applying for help from the Madison County or just any agency, we have to have so much extra stuff. Yeah, that's what we're in the middle of doing. I'm going to show you. I don't think you got to see what I did this week, but Tom Ecker winds up trying to kick me out of the Madison County Commissioner's office because I asked too many questions. And Miss Bree's calling me right now. Dang it. Aaron, come here, answer this for me. See if it's really important. It's weird. Yeah. Okay, sometimes she calls me and it's an emergency. And so I wanted to make sure that I got her call and she can tell Aaron. And if it's something that I need to look at right now, I will look at it. So I didn't want to miss that because she's one of my battle buddies, one of my favorite youngster battle buddies to do this type of activism with, because her and Izzy, I got a new one. Izzy's my other little, and I wouldn't even say sidekick, because those two girls, even though they're in their early 20s, are some of the most intelligent younger generation females that I've got to meet in a long time. And they're very articulate. They're actually better than me. And then I'm good at the logistics and other things. So that's, and then I'm like the mama bear of the water activists, even though other people would tell you I'm kind of mean, but whatever. I'm passionate. So I want to help people. But anyway, back to this. So we wanted to know exactly where this $925,000 was. Now, we didn't realize that this is missing $200,000. This total right here is missing $200,000. Catherine figures it out, but she figures it out. Like, I think it's like all these things were happening simultaneously. Like, she's using a calculator. I wasn't. I was on boots on the ground tech team. Yeah. So 925,000. You want to see Catherine's stuff? Go over to Catherine's page. She's marked her pages up. Now I gotta find the reel. Okay. This is it. So on 8/19, so this would have been Wednesday, we decided to go looking for the $925,000 mystery. Okay. And what we learned was there is no documents. Now we get that there's no receipts, right? Because everything's like estimated. It's like a guesstimation. So where are the numbers? How did you get this 925,000 itemized? There was no plan. And then thank you, Sex Puppies. So Rebecca Crooms figured out the math. So their math wasn't mathing. And they sent us to do they sent the hound dogs, and this is kind of the results. So you got Madison County, Stephanie Mae Stennis is running for the Madison County, help me out, clerk. Okay, thank you. And I'm tag teaming with her. She's a Democrat. But both of us are the kind of, we don't really care about what your politics is. We just care about the people and being a good person, right? Like, neither of us choose our friends based on their politics. And then we've come together before on like Bingham Square. Oh, Now, Bingham Square was pretty rough if you don't know that story. And then, so Stephanie has her own organization that deals stuff with kids. So she dealt with all the kids, and then I dealt with the people inside the houses and being their advocate. So I was gathering all their information, and then at the end, we made sure that every single one of them got moved. And that's the same thing we're doing sort of with the flood victims. We're just making sure none of the flood victims, whether it's in the city or the county, we're not going to let them get left behind by the system and not get the help that they needed. So anyway, say what you want about me, Stephanie, Catherine, Bree, say what you want. But when something ain't right, something ain't right. And when your math ain't mathing and 2 + 2 is 4, and there wasn't a good evacuation response from the county, hence why I have the EMA picture and everything, because what I figured out is Tom's face was on the news. And so to me, I'm thinking, okay, everybody's covered. No, the EMA director was out of town at a seminar, and I don't know where his backup assistant was, but even though we had some type of plan, nobody followed it. And so before this, what got us started on this adventure was the thing about Stephanie, she's a little bulldog like me. So she had already went to the EMA and asked them, hey, what's going on with this money? And so she didn't get it recorded. So it's kind of, I don't know, people can say what they want, but I believe her. I believe that that's her experience. That's what she had. Because when we went back, about 1:30, we went back over to the EMA building, and I'm going to put myself back on screen real quick. So the video I was trying to get uploaded before this one, but I couldn't get it in time, is of them not letting us in the EMA building. Because when we returned, they just wouldn't let us in the door. Now, I kind of understand why, but I don't, because it's supposed to be a government building. It's a public building. I know dispatch is in there, and EMA is supposed to be in there, and we wanted to go talk to EMA. EMA office not have cameras. No, they do have cameras, and I waved at the camera at the door. And then they have the beer cooler morgue in the same location, right? So like it's already a hot spot of they've dealt with us and not on other subjects, and one of them's the beer cooler morgue, and Catherine turned them in for some stuff. It's another story for another day. But so they wouldn't let us in, and they didn't know that I had a camera on me this round, and it's okay. It's okay. Karen, you're funny. Okay, so they didn't let me in. So I'm going to upload that video here after this is all over so you can kind of hear them. I want to edit something I don't know what we said, maybe after we walked away from the door, and I just want to make sure that I'm not putting anything live that shouldn't be live. It's just is what it is. I'll cut it if it's something major, and if not, if it's funny, I'll leave it. But I'll have that loaded later. So then what they told us at the door was, you have to go to the county commissioners. Well, what do you mean I got to go to the county commissioners? Because I thought from this one paper, let me see, it's on the same screen. And I know that the county commissioners and everything, they do stuff for the county. But here I'm thinking emergency management, this is what the director of EMA would have requested, right? I mean, surely somebody's watching this money. Well, if it went right back to the commissioner's office and they pushed us to the commissioner's office, then that's an issue. And then real quick, before I jump off the screen, some of the other issues that I was having as a logistics person is how this section was wrote too. So the justification, fuel damages to vehicles, currently 4 vehicles with flood damage. Everybody's like, we want to know more about these vehicles. Were these vehicles that they just had sitting back there that nobody was touching and they were aged and they just want to get new vehicles? Because why would EMA I mean, I'm an evacuation emergency response person. I mean, I got certifications, even if people want to knock the certifications that I got. But I mean, common sense says if a storm's coming and you're telling everybody, then you would have moved, you would have known that something was going to happen. So anyway, we want to know more about these vehicles. We want to see pictures, right? And this stuff is developing, so you just have to keep following along with us. Yeah, and this is the other issue. Houses. Yeah, well, here, this money's not even going to any of the flood people, right? This is going for things like volunteers, food for the volunteers. But then what they put in the newspaper is totally different than the stuff that. So there's already discrepancies. And then when I get into this meeting with Tom, I didn't call him a liar. I said shit, and he got mad. Right. And then he tried to kick me out of the commissioner's office. So this has not been a fun week for me. And if there's already discrepancies starting out, and then I come back to this stuff, we've already pointed out, I think Tuesday, or these guys are our concern. Now I can see Convoy of Hope and what they did, or, some of the stuff they did. There's kits. They got these red bucket kits. And I feel like, I don't know what's in them. And I would like to get a hold of one to see if that was even worth purchasing. But it makes me wonder how much of this money we're giving to these different organizations to come in when we could have done all that ourselves and probably got a Lowe's bucket for like $5 if that's what you wanted to put it in. And we could have done it right there in the parking lot of Lowe's and started distributing them. I mean, there's so much stuff we could do for cheaper. And I guess whatever. So Samaritan's Purse, Southern Baptist. I've already got reports at my tent. I did the first mobile hub unit yesterday so that we could get to people and find the ones that can read or write and help them fill out their paperwork and all this. And I had one come to the tent, and I'll tell you, they're out there. I was saying things and all he could say was, yeah. I said, did you just lose all your stuff? And he kind of looked at me like a deer in headlights. And he was like, yeah. And then the guy next to him's like, he can't read or write good. And something else about him. And I said, yep, I can tell. By his responses, I don't even think he knew how to talk good. Like, he didn't even know what to tell me. Like, several people asked, what it is that he needed. And he just, whatever. So we're going to go visit them today. I'm going to get more information for them and help them sign up. But while we were there too, another person showed up that had blisters and stuff on their arms and irritation all the way up the arm. She had irritation on her face, which is what I've been telling people about. Me and several others were telling people to stay out of the water. The health department and them, a lot of the government entities or agencies around here were not telling people to stay out of the water. It was sad that regular people like me, combat veteran like me, and other people were pointing, and then some of the medical professionals that know about what we all started chiming in, like, don't stay out of the water. You're going to have irritations. And now the people over by Park Place, where Southern Baptist went yesterday, not Park Place, Riverbend, Henry Street, that whole area, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. And I don't know where the people have been, but Southern Baptist was showing up to people's house yesterday. And when they wouldn't let them in, they were calling them liars and stuff. Well, there was a disabled woman whose son is missing. The mom, her son's name, I can't think of right now. And I don't remember. Ashton. Is that it? No. I know the dad's name is Buck. Audrey and Buck Lowe. And Audrey is, you can clearly tell she's disabled. And Buck wasn't home. And they came knocking at the door. And none of them, it hurt her feelings really, really bad when they started calling her a liar. And her son's missing right now. Okay, so she's in what she told me. And I'm going to try to get these guys on some lives later. I got like 20 more minutes. I'm going to try to finish up and then watch that little reel so you can see how what's going on behind the scenes. But the Southern Baptist, whoever was their lead person yesterday, was being very rude to flood victims who have just pretty much lost everything that they own if they were in the floodplain and the drainage problem plain, because technically when the water, they got hit by the drainage issue and the water, just like what what happened with Jess, just a little different because hers was up north in the county. But when the shitter blew, it's like you wonder, what it would look like. And when the shitter blew, it blew from 5th Street, really all of it through there, but 5th Street all the way up to 11th Street. Okay, that's not, those people weren't evacuated. I think the 9th Street, 1100, 1300 block of West 9th Street, they weren't evacuated until the floodwater started coming onto the porch. And Bill Riley, one of the other admins of a different group, he's got an interesting story. But back to Southern Baptist Relief was being kind of mean. And then they lost, supposedly the EMA lost all their equipment. And then whatever they told Stephanie that EMA guy that she talked to that morning said they only needed 50. Now they're sending, now when we left the EMA, they sent us over to the county commissioners, and so now we learn that the commissioners are the ones that are controlling how that money's going to be spent, and none of it has been planned. There is no plan. There was no receipts. There isn't even a guesstimation breakdown of what they're going to be doing with that money. And we already know what Tom Ecker's done in the past. He stands at the podium, and I don't say he's lying in this video, and I did not think he was lying until he said something about, I'm not lying. And then he tries to kick me out. So here you go. This is how they treat. So I know that people are getting mistreated this week.
That was $925,000 approved yesterday. Emergency management had an emergency meeting. There was only more individuals.
And I'm sorry about the sound. I haven't had a chance to put it on YouTube yet to boost some of my stuff. So you might have to play with your sound so don't hurt your ears depending on what you're listening on. And then if you're listening on phones and stuff, you might have to put the phone. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to listen.
We went to and they sent us here to the commissioner's office. Okay, well, the commissioners are not here right now. They had their meeting this morning, and they went through a lot of approvals of different ordinances and resolutions that have to do with that. But the money is not here. I mean, it's
No, we understand. So what we're looking for is just the documentation. And then if we have to put a FOIA in, where would we submit the FOIA in so we can get copies of all of it?
Copies of what?
Can I ask you?
Yes.
It's
I'm Tom Everett, County Administrator.
Oh, okay. We are wanting to know exactly where the $925,000 that was approved last night is at, what it's gonna be utilized for, and how it's gonna help our residents, because we were just at the emergency management, and they told us that they only needed $50,000, and that you guys requested $925 and just put the emergency management name on it. And, yeah, we want accountability and transparency.
And I don't blame you, and we will have that.
Okay, well, you saying that, I'm sorry, does not go very far.
Well, that's true, so I don't lie.
Okay, well,
That's it.
we want the documentation, so how do we get that?
But there is no documentation. They
Yeah,
have- Yes.
but doesn't
They allocated the money last night, so it's there if and when we need it. We're going through a presidential declaration now. We'll see what money we get from them. This is to subsidize. We still have roads closed that need fixed and open back up. This money may be used for that. We haven't decided where it's all going to go yet.
Well, yesterday in the meeting, we heard that it might go towards food for volunteers, so.
It might do anything. We haven't planned that out yet. We just had an opportunity. We're still in the flood situation.
Okay, well, here's the other problem. Okay, we were boots on the ground. I spent the last 130 something hours cleaning my family out of shit water up to their knees
You're no
with
different.
no
than me.
help. No, I'm a combat veteran. So did you serve? Did you serve this nation, or you just serve the county? No, because, no, it does have everything to do with it, because the response that we've seen on the ground sucked. So if you were in charge of it, I'm sorry, it was piss poor, and people weren't evacuated until 3 hours before it was time to go. The 3 items on the bridge.
If you want to get healthy about it, then
No,
you're
sir.
out of here. If you want to talk
You can't kick
decently,
me out. We came in here to get a FOIA request. You are not the boss. You are supposed to work for us. Our taxpayer money
Okay.
pays your salary, does it not?
do you want to get
Because I
healthy
know-
about it, or you
No,
want to
I
talk
came in to ask
decently?
for
You're being civil.
Freedom of
You're not.
Information Act. You just told us you weren't
Okay.
going to give us that
No, I
information.
did not.
Yes, you
I
did.
never said I
Yes,
wasn't
you did.
against you.
Yes,
I
you
said we
did.
do not have this.
No, and you should. You came up with the number of $925,000. You said it was for EMA. There's $400,000 is down for other services. We know how you spend our money up to this point. So we want to see receipts. Where did you come up with that
There
number?
hasn't been any receipts.
How'd you come up with that
There
number?
hasn't been any applications yet. We're not taking applications yet.
Right, so the people that are standing in shit water up to their knees, is it getting help for another week or two? Because I saw the reports where you said don't self-deploy. We had no choice.
No.
So either I let my stepdad and my son sit in
No.
shit water for the next 7 days, or we do something about it. And obviously, you're not the one to talk to. So we will come back to some meetings. And where do I put my FOIA in? Do I put my FOIA in here, or do I have to go up to a different
Things
office?
here.
What's the FOIA?
Freedom of Information Act, ADRA.
I mean, I'm fine.
EMA, Madison County Emergency Management. It's not wrong, it's not wrong, it's responsibility, she's just the secretary. Jeff Graham, that's who like, yeah. So is he in the building, or is
He
it,
was here this morning. I don't know where he is now.
okay, so if I wanted to request documents, do I just send it to him? There's not somewhere I can come in here, maybe her?
Before you can fill out in our.
Okay. I think that's what I'm looking for, the ADRA.
Any other questions? So,
No, I know.
the response in the
Yeah.
city was the same.
Bill's
Not
not the
so
top
what
part
you're
of this.
complaining about. I have no.
No, you, Tom, don't speak for me. Don't speak for me, I was on the ground. You were on the news. You claimed to be EMA on the news, Tom.
Here you go.
Actually, I don't know what to request. I think I need to think. I think I need to think of what I need to do. So
Okay.
what I'm gonna do is just take the form home,
That's fine.
ponder on it, right? And so I know exactly what to write, because if I don't, and when I try to think about it, he's like,
Okay, very good.
I'm not just gonna wait for her. Shit water.
For you guys to know what you're gonna allocate to the individuals that are.
I can't. We had 2 meetings with the state. The last meeting was 1:45, before the meeting yesterday. And we asked them that exact question. We cannot get somebody.
I want to say this. I realized it was that moment where I had a fight or flight response, but I was the only one with the camera. So then I realized I couldn't leave the room. And then there's 2 sidebar conversations, because now Tom Eckert knows the poo's about to hit the fan. And it was supposed to be good cop, bad cop mediator. And I had every intention of being good cop, right? And Stephanie was supposed to be the bad cop and Aaron the mediator. And we get in there, and when Tom started doing that, I was like, oh, heck no, I'm from Anderson, Indiana. So, yeah, I didn't take too kindly to the response in there. And so I had to stay in the room to get this. So I'm sorry that I pace, because I had now at this point, I have adrenaline pacing through, or, it's like racing through my entire body, because I want to help people. I can't help people. I know that I experienced shit water up to, or well, it was very traumatic for me. I couldn't even go in the house to get any of my mom's stuff. It had to be brought to me. And then I had to wind up throwing a bunch of my mom's stuff away. So it was that empathy and compassion for people that just experienced what I was experiencing triple fold, and historically, biblically, I don't even know what you want to call it, but it's insane what's going on right now. So try to listen to him in this. I will try to get this video up in the next couple days on YouTube and bump the volume a little bit and see if I can kind of take out, I don't know what I can do. I'm going to try to edit it, but that'll be by the end of this week. And so what Tom has done at this point is pulled Stephanie to the side and tried to start whispering, because he didn't want to tell me whatever it is that he was telling her, because I said shit water or shit, right? So I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be, I'm past that, right? I'm past really being what everybody's seen up to this point, because I've been punished for sharing a veteran's post who happens to be of a different political affiliation. So I've been a Republican my whole entire life. I believe in freedom for everyone, and I've been violated more than anyone that I know. I was deployed, non-deployable. People want to say stuff about me on that. I shouldn't even have a war story. So it just, so to come home and then know that my mom and my family has been affected by water contamination since before I was even born, it's just all that rolled into one is where we're at now. So that's where the passion and compassion is coming from, empathy for what's going on. And Tom Eckert is a turd. I just want everybody to know that. He's mean. And he is willing to say and do whatever to keep his position. And Stephanie's running for office. So when she, whatever, he's sneaky snake, just like Mikkel Vaughn and others. Okay. And that's my opinion. And I'm going to continue to have that until something gets fixed. So Tom Eckert, if you want me to not say you're a sneaky snake, then you need to go fix these drainage issues with that money that you just got in the county. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, huh?
Okay, we're going to do those. The nonprofit.
131 hours later.
Yeah, they are. But what about people? Okay, I'm going to just tell you. A lady contacted me on Facebook. I don't know if you know my address. I'm Stephanie Stitt. Okay. I'm running for town.
That's a good one.
And I had a woman that contacted me. She's now housed out at Holiday Inn. She simply asked if I could bring a paper packet and help her apply for whatever assistance, whatever is needed. She doesn't know how to do it. She can't do it online, all that. I simply went to emergency management, asked them for a packet. So it's very concerning as a citizen to go to a meeting, which one was emergency meeting, very early in the day, so people were still at work. And there was only 4 people in that meeting. And of that meeting, I heard that those meetings volunteers. Now, I think volunteers should be said, okay? But we do have organizations. We don't need $400,000 to be volunteers.
These organizations come in churches and do that by some of the locations. Some of them we don't even know about.
So are the churches getting money from?
No.
Okay.
We haven't paid any of them yet.
Okay.
We're not going to spend anything yet until we get a processing.
Should have already had a process.
Other services, is there a way to like an application for individuals that, well, you're saying, so the city is like first, second, third, for example, these people are going to Lowe's buying wood and all that stuff. Where can they
There
get?
are 2 groups out there right now.
So it's still a bigger-
Catholic Charity is one of them. There's another one.
Okay, I get all these organizations are helping out, but what is the county doing with your money and your resources? Not all these other organizations.
It would be irresponsible for us.
I need to go to the mayor. The mayor, me and the mayor don't get along at all. The mayor knows. Yeah, well.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, you would be just as mad at me if I spent any amount of money in the city and they didn't spend their money.
I get that. I get that.
No, actually, we wouldn't. We would be happy that people's houses didn't get ruined.
It is illegal to do that.
Well, then why do we put you guys in charge? Because we expect you guys to watch out for us like watchmen on the wall. You're in charge of the county flooded too, Tom.
County address is basically what you're saying.
Maybe not.
Well, here's where I'm at.
Everything you're talking.
I say that, and I mean that, because these people don't have, and the government, and I work for ICA, I've worked for the government, and it's all a total pace, when this is not a total pace here.
You should get on the
Would it be, would the county be able, like, say you lived on First Street and the county gave you money, the city can reimburse the county? Who?
They can't. It's illegal to do that. City needs to do that.
Oh, I agree.
And they have.
Oh, yeah, they have 50 million for a splash pad park or whatever, athletic, so that's unusual.
So, that's what I can tell you right now. We're pushing the state, we're pushing the federal government. Because I'm saying the exact same thing you're saying.
Yeah, we need some immediate things going on. Okay,
I
well,
totally agree with that.
there's a lot of things I don't like about this whole situation, but I don't even know. We're gonna put in a FOIA
We'll go
request.
talk to the mayor.
Yeah, mayor. That's our next stop.
I'll
Thank
talk
you
to
so
him.
much. Yeah,
Okay.
have a good day.
And I got the.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Rhonda.
I was looking at something. Sorry. I got my checklist of the people that I'm going to go visit today and help. Everybody that signed up yesterday. So what I did yesterday was, and I'm going to close out because it's almost 11 and I got people to go visit. I decided, well, wait, let me go back one. So I got really, really mad about him being on the news and the evacuation. It reminded me of a sloppy evacuation. I know I shouldn't talk about the Afghanistan one, right? But there should have been boundaries. And in that one, they caught really bad things, like the Iraqis were falling off the planes in the air, right? That's a horrible evacuation. And what we saw was maybe not to that level of horrible, but it could get there if people think that they're going to get left behind, you know? And then where was the evacuation plan? And if Lynn Edens was out of town, I don't know. But as a veteran, I'm not happy with, somebody's got to come up with something. I got to come up with a game plan solution for these people and show them. But my anger comes from there is no plan. There was no evacuation plan. There was no plan the other day. And then now I've seen more people out this week, right? But still, yesterday we still got people in water. Now I'm going to have to go to some of these houses and see exactly what they're dealing with. And the ones there on the 4th Street, close to Henry, they had to deal with that drainage issue too. So that's another, we're going to be getting into that. But anyway, I did my first mobile unit yesterday. That was the podcast. And we're going to get out and do it again. Now, I don't have my new flyer up, but you can also, if you're on Facebook, or you can find it, this Facebook event, if you want more information, because I can post things in here. I'm going to expand these dates out more, but I'm going to make, I can't let anybody get left behind is the moral of the story. So Operation There's No Place Like Home, no one left behind, from disaster to hope, and recover, rebuild, restore. And so I got me a little team, and we're gonna keep going and building and making sure that nobody gets left behind, and we see a bunch of people through to whatever we all got to go through together. So you can find more information there. What else was there? There's going to be September 8th. We need people to show up on September 8th. I'm going to continue to cover the flood story. Everything that I've been talking about the last couple weeks in logistics. Okay, so 88 mic logistics. So like this kind of stuff right here, knowing where the water lines are. I'm going to get a clear picture on all this for the city. I'm going to try to look at drainage maps and just see where I can fit in as my skill set in all this. And trust me, if I'm pointing out problems, I'm also going to try to give like 5 solutions so this doesn't ever happen. I want to do something with the bridges like they do down south and have like color coded signs that you can hang, or maybe even a flag, right? Like when emergency crews and you go to the highest point of the bridge and you put a flag on each side, that would be easy or something. But we got plumes, we got environmental contaminations in town, and some people are setting in hazmat material. It's not fun. So today, or no, this is going to be tomorrow, Sunday, August 23rd, at the 12th West 5th Street. They're going to be handing out supplies. I'm going to be at Park Place. I'm hoping somewhere at the end of Eisenhower Bridge doing another hub, and all week long. So there's something. I'm going to be printing out these packets. We need volunteers, but I'm going to be printing out stuff with like this kind of stuff and giving it to these guys, because some of them are sitting in hazmat situations and don't even know it. So I'm going to get in where I fit in my community and try to help solve some of these problems and mediate for the people that maybe don't know how to mediate for themselves. And right now, I can tell you we're off to a rocky start with the government and the property owners who happen to be taxpayers and voters, and they're not happy with the government. Some like Jess, rewind this and go look. She's got some hazmat stuff. Destiny Harney's got some hazmat stuff happening. There's the flooding up at the apartment complex at Range Line and 32, where they're doing all that construction out there. So some of this is negligence. Some of it is they were doing projects and trying to fix problems. Maybe just I don't know, but that's where the 5th Street, why it was underwater and the drains don't work. So they're not even taking care of the drains. So pay attention, people, stay alert, stay alive. And I will be going live from several locations today, documenting the aftermath of Floodageddon. I had, I don't know, but I got everybody that signed in yesterday. And there's a few hot, like red hot, like Jess is red hot, and some of those guys over there on like 3rd Street and Henry. Get in where you fit in. This is going to be a day, but tune into my personal page, because I won't be going live for mouthwash if that's where you're getting me. You have to come to the Nicole Schuyler Kapuscinski. Here, let me, that right there. I'll be going live. You'll be able to find it on my wall, and you'll be able to find a lot of stuff here in the in my reels. Yeah, you can see everything we've had to deal with this week. It's been rough. All right, thanks for watching. I wish other people would have tuned in so they could share their stories, but everybody's dealing with stuff today, and that's it. I gotta do my outro, and you guys go have a good weekend. Try to, depending on what your situation is. Tune into my other videos, and I'll catch you later.
Until next Saturday. Veterans Coffee Club Podcast. Pour one more cup. Raise it up for those who serve. This is the Veterans Coffee Club Podcast. We came from different roads, different uniforms and names, carried different battles, walked through different flames. But around this table, you don't have to stand alone. Every story matters, every veteran has a home. So raise your cup and remember the call. Honor and service, brothers and sisters, all we're veterans taught, and the stories stay alive. And community keeping hope alive. Thanks for listening, thanks for standing strong. We'll meet right back here before too long. Veterans Coffee Club.